When you say in this New York Review of Books piece that you have concluded that Israel is guilty of attempting genocide,
yes,
that's a very heavy charge.
yes.
What is the principal reason you say that?
I didn't think that Israel was engaged in genocide just because of the effort to retaliate against Hamas, even though I thought Israel went far overboard in the way of its retaliation.
So what changed your mind then?
What changed my mind was that over a period of time, Israel has obstructed the delivery of humanitarian assistance to Gaza. And those who have been most severely victimized are not the members of Hamas. Men with guns ordinarily find a way to get food and to get fed. But it is young children who are most severely damaged by malnutrition and who will either starve to death, or if they survive, they will be diminished for the rest of their lives, diminished physically and psychologically by the severe malnutrition they are enduring as children. And I thought that severe obstruction of the delivery of humanitarian assistance amounted to genocide.
Over time, they did start letting food and fuel in.
The amount of food and the amount of water and the amount of fuel they have allowed in is entirely inadequate to deal with the 2 million, more than 2 million people who live in Gaza. And the USAID Administrator, Samantha Power, testified before Congress that famine had set in Gaza. The head of the UN World Food Program has said that full-blown famine is underway in Gaza. Destroying the farms, destroying the greenhouses in Gaza, killing a large number of aid workers who were involved in the distribution of food, challenging the ability of the UN agency that has been principally involved in distributing food to continue that activity, and persuading the United States and other governments to cut off funds from that agency. All those things have had a cumulative impact on the availability of food and water and electricity and medical supplies in Gaza.
Prime Minister Netanyahu says that the IDF, the Israeli army, is actually scrupulous and very moral in the way it handles these things. It tries very hard. What do you say about that?
He says that. I don't think others would say that. At this moment, there are settlers in the West Bank area who are interrupting trucks, taking humanitarian assistance into to Gaza. They are attacking the truck driver, spilling the contents of trucks carrying humanitarian aid. The Israeli defense forces have not intervened in order to prevent the settlers from engaging in sabotage of that sort in delivering humanitarian assistance. The Israeli defense forces have aided the settlers, and a very large number of Palestinians in the West Bank have been killed in the past few months, often with the Israel defense forces either standing by or directly participating in attacks on Palestinians in that area.
There are Israeli officials and people who feel passionately on the subject who say the reason these warrants are particularly unjustified is because Israel has a process, a judicial process, to look into abuses of its army. It's a democracy.
The statute for the International Criminal Court is based on the principle of complementarity. Complementarity means that if a government actually, in good faith, conducts an investigation itself of abuses that have been committed and takes action itself to punish those who may have been engaged in abuses, the ICC should step back. But in the case of Israel, there is no indication that there has been any effort by the Israeli authorities to conduct an investigation of the abuses committed in Gaza.
Do you think in the past have they done it? Do you have confidence in the Israeli system?
No.
For you, as somebody, a Jew who escaped Nazi Germany, this must be, it's a weighty charge. to accuse Israel of genocide?
It's a terrible thing to accuse anyone of genocide, but it's a more terrible thing that genocide should take place.